guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I just want to give you guys some quick and easy tips for traveling with kids on a plane. So if you are interested, stay tuned. My first tip is to make sure your kids get a restful, good night's sleep the night before you fly. You don't want to have cranky kids in the airport or on the airplane. Nobody wants to deal with it. You don't want to be those parents that have the kids that are crying on the plane for hours and hours. Luckily my kids are seasoned vets at this point. My kids have been flying since they were infants, so they already know the drill. They're used to it, they love it. So yeah, make sure they get a restful night's sleep. My next tip would be pack lunches. It saves so much money on airport food and on airplane food. It's so overpriced, and if you're in a bind, of course they know you're going to pay whatever the price is to get it. So I always make sure I pack my kids any type of fruit snacks. I'll pack granola bars, I'll pack graham crackers, trail mix. I always try to make sure I pack peanut butter and jelly, because no matter how long it sits, you know, you have a good amount of time before it's going to spoil, opposed to lunch meat. Every once in a while I'll get them the Lunchables. They like the pizza ones, so that's also easy. You can slide it right into their lunchbox and they're good to go, and all their snacks are loaded up. I try to make sure I have enough snacks to get through at least 6 hours worth of travel, so that, you know, we're not tempted to buy anything. Another good tip is to always bring your water bottles. If you notice, in the airports they have water stations everywhere where you can fill up your water bottles. So that's always great, opposed to buying a $4 bottle of water in the airport. So yeah, take your own water bottles. So we always keep ours on hand. It also works out because once you get on the plane and they come around with their beverage service, you can put the juice or water inside their water bottles, and you don't have to worry about anything spilling. So, you know, when you fly, there can be turbulence at any given time, and you really don't want to deal with having to clean up on the plane, especially during turbulence. So yeah, their water bottles come in handy. Another tip is to make sure your kids bring their own book bags. Everyone is allowed a carry-on and a personal item on the plane, so we usually pack carry-ons only. So yeah, they'll each have their own book bag. You can put their lunchbox in there. I'll also put their lunch boxes in their book bags. For my older two, I always allow them to have 2 toys. My daughter usually brings a Disney princess and a Barbie. My son will bring a Hot Wheels car and an action figure. So, you know, it keeps them occupied on the plane. They're not saying they're bored. Another good thing that I always have on hand, since my daughter turned 2, she's my oldest, she's 8 now. We've been flying since they were infants. I always have coloring books and crayons on hand. That's like our tradition. Usually the night before we fly out, we'll go to Dollar Tree and we'll get a new coloring book, and we always have crayons on hand and markers, so they love it, and it can take up a lot of your flight time, so that works. Let's see, another tip I have. So I have water bottles, coloring books. Oh, you want to wear comfortable clothing on your flight. I know that sometimes people will dress for whatever season we're in, but I always make sure, even if it's summer or flying to warmer climate than where we're flying from, I always make sure my kids have on pants, bring a hoodie. Sometimes they'll have a small blanket with them, because the airport is freezing and so is the plane, and you just want to be comfortable. You can't be comfortable when you're super cold, so I always make sure we wear pants. We have our hoodies, and then if you get hot, you can take your hoodie off, and then we always have our carry-ons, so if we get to a warmer destination, we'll change right there in the airport, and it works out for us. You just want to make sure everyone's comfortable. Let's see. Also, you want to make sure you have any medication on hand. Make sure you keep it either on your carry-on bag or in your purse, in your book bag. Make sure you have any medications that you or your family may need, whether it's Tylenol or Motrin, headaches, whatever, you know what I mean. If your kids have allergies, anything like that, make sure you keep all your medicine on hand, because you don't want to be in flight and someone's not feeling well and you don't have access because everything is under the plane in the cargo area. Let's see. My last tip would be make sure if your kids are of age, you bring electronics. On most long haul flights for me and my family, there's usually TVs on there, and my kids will watch a movie. 2 movies takes up most of your flight time, 2 movies and a TV show. If not, make sure you have your tablets or your phones on hand. My family and I, we love Netflix, so at any given point you can just turn on Netflix or Hulu, whatever it is you have. Keep yourselves occupied. Let's see. Another thing would be, my last tip, have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Also, I know that most kids, they have anxiety when they fly because it's new, something they've never done before. Hey guys, sorry about that. My youngest was having a fit. I had to go get him. But yeah, I was saying that a lot of kids seem to be anxious when they fly or before they fly, especially if it's something new. A lot of times I witness parents in the airport, their kids are having meltdowns because they're petrified. They've never flown before. Airports are chaotic. I think the biggest tip I can give you there, because I've never dealt with that, my children have always just flown smoothly. They've never been afraid. They love to look out the window, look at the clouds. One thing that my mom used to always tell me when I was growing up, she would always say, oh yeah, you know, flying is amazing. It's like going through the clouds is like taking a trip through heaven, you know. So like I always say that to my kids, like, oh, look through the clouds, you know, like heaven is out there somewhere. So like they're in amazement with that stuff. So I would say that you could always try that, you know, you try to distract them in some way. You say, hey, you know, maybe we'll look for other airplanes that are flying in the sky the same time we are. Just something to take their minds off of it. Also, don't forget to bring books. You can read books to your kids, you know. You can speak in a soft tone, you know, you don't have to be super loud. Planes are loud already, so most of the time you can't even hear other people talking or having conversations unless they're just excessively loud and annoying. Hopefully you don't have that problem. But yeah, that was everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below, let me know if I missed anything. Let me know if you have any tips that I didn't share. Thanks for watching. Bye.